Hello, I'm Dan Creason, I'm from Panasonic, and joined with me is Glenn Carroll from Zetes. You want to tell us a bit about yourself, Glenn?
I will do. Hi, Dan. So I'm Glenn Carroll. I'm one of the business consultants for Zetes in the UK. For those of you who don't know, Zetes specialise in supply chain execution solutions, and we are part of the Panasonic Corporation. We help hundreds of businesses across Europe be productive and more efficient within their supply chain operations through using our intelligent solutions.
And talking of businesses, what about manufacturing businesses? What are the challenges you're seeing for those guys at the moment?
Well, what we're seeing, I suppose, from a manufacturing perspective is that actually we can really exercise some efficiency gains within the warehousing environment. What we're looking to do is improve those operations through almost responding dynamically to the customer needs. And those customer needs are changing faster every day at the moment. I suppose the warehouse needs to be executed and operated in a way that gives you that efficiency and accuracy that you want across the board.
Okay, and a warehouse is a big place. How do you break that down?
I suppose we look at the flow through. So from inception of products arriving at the door through goods in, and especially within manufacturing, we see that often those go straight to a line side. So we need to get those into the building in a timely manner as accurately as possible, understanding that we may have some batch control, we may have some serious amount of checks that we need to operate, and we may find that perhaps part of that needs to go and be put away in reserve. So it's making sure that we have that journey from goods arriving, being put away, also then to be replenished into a pick location. And then we also find that there is a lot of the expense of a warehouse operation is within the pick area. So having several different flavors of the way that we can pick is also critical, giving that visibility as well. So at all times we know the status of our warehouse, where we are with the products coming in, where they need to be, how we are doing picking them. And then the final part of the chain would almost be after that manufacturing process, making sure that we can track the products as they go out the door to the eventual customer.
Cool. And should we delve a bit deeper into them? You got any more details you can?
Yeah, I suppose goods in is a really good place to start. So I suppose from a perspective of knowing that this is a critical part of the manufacturing and logistics industry, that many of our customers run off that just-in-time model, making sure that we are able to start that audit trail for them efficiently and in a digital manner. Because actually, if you get that wrong at the start, there's not much coming back, or it can certainly take a long time to come back. We want to mobilise our team members, make sure that we give them the right equipment for the job. And as you can see from this, we want to remove that paper aspect if it's still there. We want to make sure that we keep that efficiency and get the turnaround time so as we can get trailers off bays and away. It's also known that we've got different variants of the process. So here you can see that we've got advised. So if we know what's coming in, also that kind of variant of the ASN, so the advanced shipping notification, making sure that if things are on multiple POs, that we don't have to have everything in at once, and we can keep that process going through without holding up products coming into the building. And then also, perhaps there are some bespoke arrangements that say, actually, I don't really know what's coming into me. I need to take things in a blind manner so as they don't sit awaiting paperwork and I can bring them straight into me.
So can't a lot of this be covered by a customer's current WMS?
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. So what we find with our customers is that actually they operate with legacy systems, and they are constrained that actually they're not able to mobilize that kind of additional logic layer that we require. So as colleagues on the shop floor are able to execute the system in a way that is accurate and efficient. We also find that the value added processes may not be covered in a way that is conducive to the demands of the customer. There is also the point within some industries that maybe there is some legislation or some directives that now need to be followed that weren't there when the WMS was put in.
Have you got any examples of this?
Well, suppose picking is quite a big area of the warehouse, and what we'd look to do there is that appreciate that there are many different flavors of picking, and especially within a manufacturing environment, using the line side methodology, we find that small parts picking is particularly conducive to a digital execution system that can be complemented by voice technologies. So that kind of real-time visibility of the execution software is of importance from a managerial perspective, but then also making sure that the way that the process is executed is dynamic and adaptable to the process that the customer wants to do. Again, in a truly multimodal way, if it's appropriate, we should look to use the same piece of equipment across the board. So actually, I could have been deployed on goods in initially. I now have exhausted all of the goods in, and I need to go and pick some of those small parts. So actually, what I'm able to do here is to show you how that would be done using voice technology. So just bear with me 1 second.
Okay, I'll stand by as you get dressed.
I'm ready. So on the screen now, you're just going to see the commands, how they're represented on the actual screen itself. I'll be hearing the voice commands, putting the information back through the microphone, and then making sure then that not only am I being efficient and accurate as you would expect me to be, but I'm also going to use the safety features involved, which would be actually I'm going to be completely hands and eyes free, freeing me up to do that process which we want to be executed. Picking. Yes. Pallet truck. Yes. Dry goods. Yes. Okay. 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 3, 2. And I suppose that's a critical part, but it's just asked me to repeat back some check digits. So not only are we being guided to the location, from an accuracy perspective, we can make sure that we confirm that we are in the right location. Further levels of accuracy can be built in terms of confirming the product as well, and can also be used to complement with a scan technology if required. 4 ready. 6, 4. 1 ready. Okay. 3, 8. 7 ready. Okay. Okay. And as you've just seen on the screen there, when we've reached the end of our assignment, it's not just about then losing that part of the audit trail. It's about making sure that we deliver it to its next location, keeping it really visible as to how that product has flowed from goods in into any storage, has been picked, and now is ready for the manufacturing side.
Thank you, Glenn, and thank you all for joining us as well. We'll now head back to the main event.
Hello, Glenn. Thank you so much
Hey.
for your session.
No problem.
I do have one question for you from the audience, and it's a very practical one. You were talking about the voice application,
Yeah.
and someone was wondering if it works well even in a noisy manufacturing environment.
It's a great question, and one that we're asked very often. So it's about selecting the right peripheral device, making sure that actually it's been spec correctly for its environment, and it will complement that the ToughBook mobile devices we've used here. Now, our voice is an untrained system, which is going to cut out a lot of that classroom time that perhaps people would have previously been used to. And it is designed to filter out that background noise as well. We've got hundreds of examples of it being used in production and loud warehouse environments. And I think perhaps one of the examples I could give
recently we've just done one of the implementations in a large dairy environment, which is very noisy, where there are lots of raw materials and cages being pulled over checker plates as you come into the warehouse. That was a key point and a key advantage against some of our competitors, that actually the ability to filter out that background noise was critical, and passed with flying colours. And as you know, it's a customer delighter in many ways that we're able to operate seamlessly in that loudest part of the warehouse and manufacturing environment.